that a lot of people are so quick to throw around that, they have the freedom of speech. So I did a little research and I looked up the freedom of speech, the First Amendment. And it reads, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. And yeah, it says, you can say certain things and there is a bit of a freedom of speech, but at the same time, there's also something called good judgment, tact, common sense that I think a lot of people should really use more often. If you go to an airport or get on an airplane and you talk about bombing something, or you talk about terrorism or hint that you might support terrorism or something stupid like that, you'll get in trouble. If you go into a crowded building and you say something like fire or there's a gun, you'll get in trouble because you can cause a panic. There's freedom of speech, and then there's just plain old common sense. If something is offensive to a group of people and nasty, you shouldn't say it. I don't care if they say it. It's bad enough if they themselves say it. If something's considered offensive, you shouldn't say it. And first of all, the whole freedom of speech thing, it had nothing to do with freedom to be an inconsiderate jerk. It was about citizens being able to express, their personal beliefs and opinions about their government without fear of getting in trouble with the law. Because before that, if you criticized the government, if you spoke out negatively against, the king or those in power or whoever else, what have you, you often were in trouble. You could be accused of being a spy. You could be accused of treason, being a traitor. You could have your land, property, all your possessions stripped away. Your family could get in trouble. You could be in prison. You could even be executed. It had nothing to do with saying, I'm gonna be racist and say the N-word, or I'm gonna call gay people the F-word, or I'm gonna, bash this group of people because I don't like them. I mean, people, it's time to move on beyond the use of these stupid, idiotic, childish insults. And it's time for people to grow up. Get some common sense. Stop trying to use the First Amendment freedom of speech thing as an excuse for your own idiocy. Because yeah, there's freedom of speech and saying, I don't care how this government works. I don't care for this government. I think this government should change. And then there's taking action against a group of people. Okay? If it truly was the freedom of speech to do that, people wouldn't get in trouble for hate crimes. They wouldn't get in trouble for writing graffiti on people's stuff, vandalizing. They wouldn't get in trouble for drawing nasty things. So I think people really need to rethink about the whole, I have freedom of speech for every little thing. There's common sense, and I think people need to use it.